Welcome, comic book fans, to part 2 of this week's Books and Review. I still have a fat stack to talk to you guys about, and so let's get it started with Batman, issue number 57. Now, Tom King has been a little bit hit and miss with his run on Batman, or at least that's what people say. I have liked his way that he tells short stories, a couple of issues, and then goes on to another story. Now, in here we have KG Beast, who has just shot Nightwing, and Batman's gone all the way to Mother Russia to go and hunt down KG Beast. And in here we have something that I did not expect. With the start of it, you have a little boy who is talking to his father, and he asks his father to read him a folklore that he loves. The dad obliges, and what we get in here is a different illustrator than who's drawing the regular Batman stuff. And he's illustrating this fairy tale that's being told. And I gotta tell you, this fairy tale that's being told is some of the most effed up things I've read in a long, long time. Where I'm just like, whoa! Why would you be telling a little boy this story? Why would you even be telling me the story? And I feel like we should go and get the guy evaluated who came up with this story, because the story is just so messed up. But I love how in here, it's a very simple story where Batman's just going, he's not asking questions. He's just going after KG Beast to beat the living shit out of him. And, you know, the KGB stuff and the Batman are nothing special whatsoever. I mean, you've seen it so many times before. But the fairy tale part, that was the thing that got me so intrigued about this book. Now, if you're not into Tom King, this book's not going to change your mind. But if you're in for an interesting read, especially on the fairy tale part, I would definitely recommend issue number 57 of Batman. Now, next book is a Boom Studios Low Road West, issue number 2. Now, this is a 5-issue miniseries, and I have to say, this is some of the most well-written story that I'm reading in my current comic pool list. Low Road West is about these 5 children who are on their way to San Francisco. It's like a post-apocalyptic type of setting, and their bus runs out of gas. And the bus driver runs off, and some bad people try to steal whatever they can. These kids run off, they find a home. As you can tell, in the home, there's some mystical things going on. Now, it does sound like a pretty easy premise, you know, something that shouldn't be anything really special. But the way that the kids are written in here is really intriguing, especially the way that they all play off each other. And in this book, we get 2 new characters come in. And these characters, the way that they come in is so epic that you're just like, I love you. I love you right off the bat. And when you see them around our main characters, you're just like, you love these people. These kids in here are so uniquely written that they all have their own individual voice. Sometimes with team books, the team can all sound like the same person. But Philip Kennedy and Flaviano have created a gorgeous book. It's only a 5-issue miniseries, and if you find issue number 2, I would highly recommend you guys pick up issue number 1 and issue number 2. Because this is easily the most intriguing read. And it makes you wonder, how the hell are they going to finish this story up in 5 issues? Because this book seems so big. But the thing is that every single page and every single panel has a point. There's no fat whatsoever in this book. So if you're looking for that great read where there's no fat, there's no filler, there's just all great storytelling and great character development, go and read Low Road West. Because for me, I have no idea where the story's going. Once this mystical elements came in, and then our new characters, I'm like, there's so many curveballs being thrown at me that I'm like, wow. I'm truly in marvel and wondering how the hell you're going to finish this up in 5 issues. Now with DC, we have Justice League Dark, The Witching Hour, Part 3. The Witching Hour easily could have been something that I'm just like, oh, you DC, Marvel, with you and your tie-ins and you trying to put every single book at the same and trying to make me buy more books than I should. Well, with this book right here, I can easily say this is James Tynion's best writing. This book is so gorgeous. The characters in here, as they're dealing with Wonder Woman and all these gods, you see these characters who are like, this is too big for us. Like, what am I? Especially Chimp. He's like, I'm just a chimp with a sword. Like, what do I do? And to have characters like that who are in this epic situation who somehow, some way, take what little that they can do in this situation and just rise above it is gorgeous. I love in here how every single character, which there are a lot of characters, have their own little like yeah moments in this book that just makes me like love it that much more. And especially to have Wonder Woman, like you hear Wonder Woman's gonna be dealing with all these mystical or these dark magic type of characters, and you're like, why is Wonder Woman in there? But she makes it so intriguing to see that there's like this god that went and put her soul or parts of her soul in all these 6 individual people, which kind of sounds like Harry Potter with how Voldemort put his soul in all these different objects to keep himself living. That's what you kind of get here. But I'm just intrigued. I'm loving like every single issue. Like you get it, and you're just like, especially since Witching Hour has been coming out week after week after week. It has had no downtime for me to forget what happened, and just it makes me happy. All right, I'm going in for another Wednesday. Oh man, I'm getting another Witching Hour book. I get to see what happens next. This is how you do a tie-in. You have one writer who has a vision, and he sets off, and he does it. And it's just for 1 month, and then everything will go back to, hey, here's Wonder Woman, her book's back to normal. Justice League Dark, their book's back to, one direction. But at the moment, Justice League Dark, The Witching Hour, I really cannot wait till this, The Witching Hour is made into an anime film, because it would make a beautiful anime film. Next, I got Lucifer. Now, when my comic shop gave me this book, as you can see, there's this white page over the blank page of Lucifer. I was like, what the hell? What's up with this? Well, they ran out of the regular copy, so they gave me this one, which I was happy to own. And my comic shop owner's like, I noticed you've been reading the Sandman tie-in books, or the new Sandman books. He's like, have you read any of the original stuff? And I was like, no, man, I really want to get into it. And he gave me the Sandman, the first Sandman volume for free. So I've been reading it, and I'm absolutely loving it. Now with Lucifer issue number 1, it's intriguing. You got Lucifer, who seems like he is in like a mental institution where he's the not sane one, he's the insane one, while everyone else is just sane. And it's so like gorgeous to like just look at. And there's a moment in there where you got these 2 sisters who, at this moment, Lucifer has been blind. And so these girls, to show their love for Lucifer, they go and they bulge out their eyes, right? And Lucifer's like, why did you do that? And they're like, because we want to show how much we love you. And he's like, you guys do realize that at any moment I can just put my hands over my eyes and I can see, right? Like this, like whole entire blindness is me doing it. I can fix it at any moment. And so he does it. And the girls who just bludgeoned out their eyes are like, do you think he really did it? Well, I can't see to tell if he actually did. And that moment, I was just like, okay, This is where this book's going. I like it. And then you see this parallel story going on with this cop whose wife is dying. And so he decides to take her on one last road trip. And a car accident happens. He comes to, and the police officers, his fellow police officer, comes to him saying, "Did you do this on purpose? I know your wife was dying. Did you decide I'm going to take her life and my life all at the same time so we could be together forever?" And I was just like, did he? You never get the answer. You like that through line's going to be going throughout the whole entire Lucifer story. But everything in this book was to build up for the story that's going to be told. And everything in here is intriguing. I mean, this could easily be my favorite issue in the Sandman mythos, or the new Sandman universe. And I'm intrigued to see how he plays out. Especially because I'm going to be finding out who is Lucifer in the original Sandman volumes. Hopefully soon. Because just that character alone, it just doesn't feel like that Lucifer that you know from the Bible. And then my my comic shop guy tells me that Cain and Abel are even in this Sandman universe. So I have no idea where this is going. But all I do know is that it's really smart writing, great artwork, and just a book that treats its readers like adults. So I would definitely recommend Lucifer, issue number 1. And then to try out some more Marvel, I had Daredevil, issue number 609, The Death of Daredevil. This book right here has some of the most beautiful coloring that I've, had this week. It was, when I was reading this book, I was like, alright, this is the most beautiful colored, some of the most beautiful artwork that I've seen this week, until I saw Thor, which Thor just blew my mind. Like, I'm going to try to open it, just try to show you guys. It's kind of hard with one hand holding the camera. Now soon I'll have my my regular setup going on. But no, this artwork in here is just some of the most gorgeous stuff. Where you're just like, holy cow, look at what you are doing. So it was funny though. Like 2 out of 3 Marvel books that I picked up, because I have heard people say that Marvel books are not as well drawn. They kind of go for the newer people and they kind of just test them out on these bigger books. But for me, with Daredevil and Thor, the artwork has been amazing. And Charles Soule writing, I already knew he was a great writer, but just the way he writes Daredevil is really beautiful. And to know that the Netflix TV show, which I know that the new season of Daredevil's on, it hopefully has a spike in the Daredevil series. Just, from people like, alright, I love Daredevil. And if they check out this issue, they just drop right on and be like, oh, this is awesome. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to be putting this book on my pull list. Charles Soule, like, how can you go wrong with him? Next up, we have Justice League, issue number 10. Now, this is a tie-in to Drowned Earth. And I'm like, okay, Marvel, or okay, DC. You had the Witching Hour tie-in between 2 books. You had another Aquaman and Suicide Squad tie-in. And now that Aquaman and Suicide Squad tie-in's done, you have Justice League tying into Aquaman. So I kind of feel bad for the writer who is right now writing Aquaman. I know that there's a new writer coming on. I think it's Kelly Sue DeConnick, but I may be wrong. Anyways, I feel bad for the writer of Aquaman because he's not really able to get a foothold, because all of his books for the past 2 months have had tie-ins to every other book. So you don't get really his own vision. But what you do get here is Francis Manapul's art. I loved his run on Flash. Like, when he was drawing Flash, it was gorgeous. And then to see him on here on Justice League, It's just as gorgeous as you would think. I have not been the hugest fan of Justice League, but this issue right here, I quite enjoyed. Especially to see Batman who has been broken. Literally, like, he had his leg snapped, he had his arm snapped. He's in this cast that is just such a Batman type of cast that you're just like, okay. And you got him in Watchtower just telling everybody what to do, while Martian Manhunter and I think Hawkgirl are off on their own little mission to Thanagar. So you got Batman running the Justice League and them getting into some major shit. And a tidal wave has come over the earth and it's turning everybody into these sea monsters. And then you got Aquaman and Mera and Atlantis being overthrown. So really, if you're reading Justice League issue number 10, you actually need to pick up Aquaman issue number 10. It kind of just fills in a little bit more about what's going on in the world. But both of them were fun reads. I just wish that DC would stop messing with Aquaman. I mean, let the I hope they don't. I think it's Kelly Sue DeConnick. But whoever is coming on next to Aquaman, I hope they don't mess with them as much as DC has been. And the last book for this week, we have Exorcist Sisters, issue number 1. This was easily the book that I kind of had the most off-putting about the art. Because when you hear about this Exorcist Sisters, you kind of think, this book is going to be dark and brooding. And what you get in here is a book that looks like something from the 50s. The artwork. It looks like something from, what's that? Archie. It looks like Archie art. And then come to find out that the artist in here worked on a lot of Archie, worked on some Betty Boop or something like that. And so it all started to click. And you see the first demon in here. You see this wedding happening, and this demon comes down and gets the groom and says to the wife, he has sinned and he has sold his soul to me, and you have witnessed it, and basically just know that your husband or your could have been husband is going to hell with me forever. Ah ha ha. And you kind of like look at this demon and you're kind of like, what? This demon doesn't look as scary as what I thought it could be. And then you see these Exorcisters come in, they're like, something just doesn't smell right here. And you see that the way that they're talking to each other, I'm like, I like this dialogue. This book is starting to grow on me a little bit by little bit. And with issue 1, the writer wanted to have just like a day in the life of these sisters. It kind of feels like Supernatural, just any of those like CW type of shows. Especially when the girl's going to hell. When the girl's going to hell to try to find the soul of this groom. And they get there, and the artwork, worked. It was just like, I didn't like it at first, and then it was just like, whoa, okay, I'm in, this is fun. Image. You do this to me time and time again. You make me like your books. You let the writer and the artist and everybody do what they want. And you let them show their talents, and it's just fun. Exorcist Sisters is fun, and I definitely can't wait for issue number 2. Because at the end of this, it made me go, there's more to the story than meets the eye. So that was my week in comics. It was a fun week. Definitely, the only downside I thought was my expectation for Shuri. It seemed a little too high from what I got. And I definitely don't see it staying on my pull list for a long time, for much longer. But everything has been good. Let me know what you guys read this week. What did you guys like? What you guys disliked? And hopefully next week I'll have my big old computer starting to work. Because that would be, I don't know if it should. But hopefully I can get my computer to start working. Because that would be great. Which it does work. I just need to get myself or find my webcam so I can do everything. But for now, this is David Lee. Let me know what you guys read down below. I'll see you guys next time.